And it says it's recording. Perfect. Okay. So I am so beyond excited for this call tonight. And like, I feel like a giddy schoolgirl. I'm not going to lie. Like it's like Christmas morning or something. I don't know. But I had obviously known who Shay was for quite some time. I mean, she's kind of a big deal. But then I got the privilege to meet her in person and hang out for a week in Honduras. And she is the most genuine, kind-hearted, loving person and has been willing to say yes to do this for us. You know, she gets nothing from this. And gosh, man, thank you, Shay.
I didn't plan on crying. I just got my lashes done. So chill out.
Anyway, welcome and thank you so much for doing this. Could you open it up by just sharing your story and how you got started in the business?
Yeah, of course. So yes, I did get to spend a whole week with her, and I had no idea who she was until I got there. But you're just as sweet. She's the best person ever. But I actually joined the business 3.5 years ago as a broke high school student, just looking to make some gas money. And within my first 30 days of being in this business, I actually made that extra $500 a month that I was looking for. And then within 5 months of me being in the business, I went diamond and earned the $5,000 diamond go fast bonus because I missed the other one because I didn't do it fast enough. And 3 days after I graduated high school, we promoted to diamond. So I went off to college, and I remember going to college and I was going to become a nurse. I was going to do it the safe way. I was going to, work towards making that $15 an hour because that meant that my whole life would be secure, because I came from government housing and government assistance and constantly just knowing what being broke was and never getting beyond that, and just constantly seeing my mom live paycheck to paycheck every single month. And if I went to nursing school and I became a nurse, that was my way out, and that was the comfortable way. So this business at the beginning was just something that was going to give me some gas money to make it through. And then when I promoted a diamond, I was like, wait, whoa, this is real. Like, I can actually make a lot of money with this. And so I went off to college. I paid all my tuition in cash, and I didn't have to take out a single student loan, which was the biggest blessing, because to me, taking out student loans meant debt, which debt meant me going back in the same rotation of what I grew up in. So I went to college and I lost rank as soon as I got there, because I was like, oh, I'm a diamond. My team's just going to keep rocking it. I'm not going to have to do anything. I'm just going to sit back. I mean, we've all done it. If you're on here and you're shaking your head, you're like, yep, I've promoted and I've sat back before. Sure. Like, I've definitely done that. So I went to college and for 10 months, okay, so my entire freshman year, basically, I was just making enough to cover my auto shipment every single month. And when I finished that, my freshman year was when I was going to conference. So I was headed to my first conference, and I was like, look, I need to get to conference. And so I put my account $80 in the negative just to get there. I had absolutely no money. My dad had to pay for my conference ticket, and I was so embarrassed because of that, because I was like, I was banking it and now I'm not. And I went to conference and everything changed. I saw people up on that stage that had stories like I did. I saw people up on that stage that if they could do it, I could do it. And so I told myself, I will not come back to another conference unless I'm sitting on that white couch telling my story. And so right after conference, 30 days later, we went double diamond. 3 months later, we went triple diamond. 3 months later, we went presidential diamond. And now 1.5 years later, we're the youngest ambassador diamond team, which is so insane. And because of this business, I've paid for my home. I furnished it in cash. I paid for the car in my driveway. I've hit all of these things that I never thought I would ever accomplish. And, beyond that, the person I've become, the, relationship with Christ that I've grown, the friends that I've met, the mission trips that every single part of my life is changed in every way because of this opportunity. And it's just crazy to think that you all came here just to make some extra money, and there's so much more than that. And I can't wait for y'all to see that.
100% accurate. You have such an amazing story, and to be so young and not only so successful, but like seeing such a bigger picture. And it's not just the income, just like you said, your relationship with Christ and friends and all of that. It's pretty incredible. Obviously you've done things daily to get to where you are. So what would be your daily checklist that might be helpful to somebody who's like, I don't even know where to begin on a daily basis?
So I think it's crazy because I get messages like every single day on my Instagram of people saying, what do you do? How did you get to this point? How are you so successful? And as much as I would love to just spend individual time with every single person, I'm like, go to my YouTube channel. Like, it's all on my YouTube channel. And when I say that the things that I do now that got me to ambassador are the exact same things that I did when I first joined the business. Like, I have changed absolutely nothing about what I do. It's literally the same thing every single time. So I post every single day. Every day. I post on my stories, I post on my Instagram, I post on Facebook, I go live. I literally do every single thing that comes to posting. I will post on any platform everywhere about this business and about the products. Second, I follow every day. So in order for new people to be seeing those posts that I'm posting every day, I have to have new people coming to my page. So I follow every day, I friend every day, I'm just growing my network. The third thing is follow up. So I follow up with every single person that I've talked to from 3.5 years ago. I mean, I just had a girl join me a couple of days ago that I've been talking to for 3 years about joining the business. Okay. So I follow up with every single person, always, like every single person that I've ever talked to. The fourth thing that I do is I message. So I'm constantly reaching out to new people, talking to new people, just really getting into people's faces about this business and about the products. Constantly reaching out and constantly doing host to post so that I'm constantly having new conversations. I think what tends to happen is people don't follow and they don't grow their network, so they run out of people to talk to. And I never run out of people to talk to because I'm constantly doing host to post. I do 10 host to post every single day, no matter what. So therefore my network is always being grown. If you do host to post, you're basically working your business in every way. You're posting, you're messaging, you're getting out new follow requests, you're growing your network, you have people to follow up with. Like, host to post is basically working your business, but everything else extra you still need to be doing. But and then the last thing that I do is I just plug in every day. So I plug into personal development, I plug into team Zooms, I plug into my team page, I plug into my team. I just stay super connected because hot coals stay hot when they're touching, and I'm not going to drift out and get away from the fire when I need to be close to it. So I think a lot of times people just look for the secret sauce, but the secret sauce is the fact that I have never, ever, ever stopped working my business, ever. I have always posted, I have always reached out to people, and ever since I made that decision when I went double diamond, from that day, it doesn't matter if I feel crappy, it doesn't matter if I have the flu, it doesn't matter if I've lost a family member, it doesn't matter if I'm having relationship issues, it doesn't matter what's going on in my life, my business will always get done before I go to bed, no matter what. Now, is it easy? No. Are there some days I don't want to? Yeah. Are there some days I would rather just stay in bed all day and like not work my business? For sure. But what I know is that if I do those things every day consistently, that's the difference between me and other people, is that I will be the part of the 1% that will do it all the time because I know what comes out of it. I've seen success. I see what happens when people slow down. I see what happens when people say they're working and they're not. Like, I know that if I work, I'll get results. And so I do my 6 list every day. And sometimes if I'm promoting, I 10x it, but I don't ever change it and I don't ever leave things out.
Awesome. So there was a question. When you say follow up with everyone you've talked to, do you go through that list monthly, or do you do like 25 here or 20, do you kind of reset your...
I follow up with people based on how serious they were in the conversation. So like with my host to post, I will go through and follow up with everyone on my host to post like every other day. If somebody messages me, like if they come to me about the products, I'm messaging them every day until they sign up because they were interested. If it's somebody I reached out to on Instagram or something, I'll message them like once a week, and then I'll just start spacing it out, but it's always just how I feel about the conversation.
Sweet. Perfect. Okay, so next question. It is the end of the month, and I know you had one crazy end of the month last month. So you guys, this girl promoted to Ambassador Diamond in literally the last 5 days of the month. Her month was bananas. So if you wouldn't mind sharing a few details about that and what you and your team, and obviously the big man upstairs, were able to accomplish. Go ahead and share that, and kind of some end of the month tips that you could share with us for no matter what, rank you're pushing, or even the 500 club, like whatever it is you're going for.
So it's not a quick story because I think
that is A-okay.
some people are like, oh my gosh, like you just went ambassador. And I'm like, 3.5 years in the making of going ambassador. You know, and I think it's crazy because a year ago, so April 2019 was the first time that I shouted out that I was going to go ambassador. I was so excited. I was rallying the troops. I was going live. I was posting. I announced it on my social media. I pulled out my ambassador tracker. I was doing all the Zooms with my team. Like I was doing all the things right that I should have been doing to go ambassador. But I think I truly lacked the decision. I think in my head, I still didn't feel ready, and I didn't feel like my team was ready, and I was like in that angry leader stage of like having to build people to their promotions, and I was having to build 2 triple diamonds to their promotions, and people just weren't working. I mean, there was a lot of things that go into it that I look back now and I'm like, okay, that's why you didn't promote, because you truly were not ready. But I thought I was then. So, you know, every month after that, I was like, we're going ambassador, we're going ambassador, we're going ambassador. No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay, we're not again. Like it was just every single month. And then it's like my volume just kept going down and down and down. And if you were around for 2019, you know what I'm talking about. It's just not a fun year. And I was like, man, you know, ambassador just isn't in my cards this year. So December came around and I barely maintained triple diamond. I mean, but like 200 BB, okay? It was like this close. And I just remember sitting there and I was so defeated, and I was like, how did I like go from pushing ambassador to barely hanging on to VIP, which is something I promoted to 2 years before that? And then it was like, okay, why can I not go triple diamond? So why can I not maintain? And so then January comes around and I'm like, okay, it's 2020. This is going to be my freaking year. Like rise is my word. I like put ambassador diamond March 2020 on my dream board up there, okay, in bold, and I shouted it out. I started posting about it, and I was like, I'm going to do a 90-day push from January to March, and I'm going to go ambassador. So I went into conference feeling the most unprepared that I've ever felt when I went into conference. Like normally at conference, I'm on fire, like I am ready to go. Drop a 1 if you've been to conference before and you know what I'm talking about. Like I was so hyped, so ready, and I got there and was like, you know what? They're probably going to announce an ambassador bonus, and I'm going to be hella pissed because I am not even close to ambassador, and there is no way that I am promoting right now. And I mean, I went into conference with like a whopping like 80,000 in volume. So I was like, if they announce this bonus, you know, have fun, everybody, going ambassador. I'll just be here, you know, just a little triple diamond that's supposed to be presidential. It's supposed to be going ambassador. So March came around, and I maintained presidential, and I barely maintained presidential. Okay, so we had 131,000. And for those of you that don't know, presidential, you have to have 100,000 in volume. And ambassador, you have to have 250,000 in volume. And as crazy as that sounds to you, it sounds just as crazy to me. So it's a lot of freaking volume. So I knew at the end of March, number 1, that was supposed to be my ambassador month. So obviously we didn't make it. We weren't even halfway there. So I remember just feeling defeated again because I'm like, man, like, is this just, you know, am I going to be one of those people that's presidential for 7 years? Am I just going to that's my story? And I used to look at those people like, why don't they just go ambassador? And I'm like, oh, this is why, because it's freaking hard. So April, okay, so last month, April 1st, I make a post on my social media, just like we all do. And I'm like, so excited, you know, March was amazing for our team. We like crushed it, you know, like we all talk about it, and we're just like so hyped about what happened the month before. Even if we weren't happy about it and nothing happened, we're like, oh my God, so many promotions, like people were just blowing it out the water. Not the case, okay? Nobody promoted on my team. It was a very slow month, to be honest with you. And I posted and I was like, I'm just so excited. Like, I'm so excited to go ambassador. But I never said me. Like, I was never saying that I was going ambassador. It was my team. Okay, I was like, yeah, my team's going to promote. We've got promotions happening. And at the very end of that post, I said, my team is going to be moving mountains this month. You should stick around to watch. And little did I know that God was going to take that seriously, because at the time I was like, yeah, you know, everyone on my team was set up to promote. My presidential was like far beyond ready. All of my promotions happened on the 25th, except for mine and my presidentials. And she just needed like legit a ruby to pop. Okay. So I was the only one that needed all of that volume. Everyone else was ready. And so that's when I made that post. I knew that would happen. I knew everyone was going to promote, but I knew that it was going to be me that wasn't. So I counted myself out already as soon as the month started. So, you know, it was 2 for $49 deal. The highest amount of customers we had ever enrolled in a month was April of 2019, and we had 839 customers. Well, by the 15th of the month in April, we had 1,500 customers already. And I was like, oh, wait, whoa, like this is kind of crazy. And on the 17th of the month, I woke up and I had maintained Presidential Diamond that morning. And I texted Kelsey Thornton. If y'all know her, she's an ambassador. And I texted her and I said, I think I'm going to go ambassador this month. And she just texted back and she was like, bro, what? I was like, I really think I'm going to go ambassador this month. It was like, I woke up and just had this like God confirmation that I was going ambassador. And so I messaged Amanda Boucher. She went ambassador last year, and she's the one that brought out the tracker. So it's that big, thermometer thing that everybody colors in. I don't know if y'all's team has done that or not, but I've done it like 3 or 4 times with my team and we've never filled it in. So I was like, you know what? What's better time than to bring it out now? And so when I was talking to her and she was like, you maintain presidential on the 17th, like you're ready to go ambassador. And it was like, all I needed was those 2 people to confirm that I could do it. And so I went live in my team page and I was like, look, okay, we are really, really, really freaking far from this promotion. And I have not, since I have been in the business, not seen anybody pull in this amount of volume for a promotion. And I remember feeling so stupid almost for saying that we were going to go ambassador, knowing that I needed 150,000 in volume to go from the 17th of the month, because I had exactly 100,000. And so I need 150,000 in however many days that is, like 12, not a lot. So I went live, I got all my team on board and I was like, all right, guys, we're going to freaking do it. Like, we're going to go ambassador. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I can tell you I don't have time to figure it out. And I was like, we need like ridiculous amounts of volume. And so I set a goal. By the 24th at midnight, we had to be at 169,000 in volume. So we needed to pull in 69,000 in volume from the 17th to the 24th. And so the 24th comes around and it's midnight and we only had 149. So we were 20,000 short of the first goal that I had shouted out for the team. And so I literally went live again. So I went live every single day from the 20th to the last of the month. And I told them, I was like, okay, we really missed our goal. And I was so nervous to go live and to tell them that we missed our goal because I didn't want to defeat them. So I went live and I was like, okay, guys, like we didn't hit our goal, but like we're going to pull in 20,000 overnight so that by the 25th, we have 200,000 in volume. Because when I saw Amanda Boucher go ambassador, her story was freaking insane. And she pulled in 50,000 from the 25th. So she had 200,000 and she had like 205 or something. So she needed 45,000 before the end of the month. And they had 6 days. I had 5. So I was already short. And then we didn't hit our goal the first time and we needed 20,000 extra. And so I literally went to bed that night and I prayed out loud for like an hour. I was like, Lord, I didn't ask for ambassador. I didn't ask him to just bless me with ambassador. I asked him to give me the right words to say to my leaders. I was like, in the moment that I have my leaders with me or my team with me, please give me the right words to say. Please bring the people that need this business more than me to me. Please give me the words to say in my conversations. Like, I asked for specific things that I needed help with, things that I was like, give me faith over fear. I don't want to fear. I know that I'm not given fear, and I'll go over that in a second. So I woke up on the 25th shaking as I was typing in my eSuite password on my phone. It was like 6 a.m. I got like 2 hours of sleep. My eyes, I was like having to hold them open to read my volume. And I look at my volume and we needed to hit 200,000 and we had 184,000 in volume. And so I looked at that number and I bawled. And then I threw up because I made myself so sick. And I cried again, and then I cried again, and then I prayed again, and I cried again because we were so far. I mean, I still would have flipped out if we had 200,000, thinking I still needed to pull in 50,000 in 5 days. But the fact that it was 184,000 and we were that far off, and I was going to have to go live again and tell my team that we missed our goal again, I was like, I don't know. But I did not doubt it one time. From the 17th of the month, when I decided I was going ambassador, not one time did I doubt that we were going ambassador. I don't know where this faith came from. Probably because I literally asked the Lord every single day, give me God-sized faith because I don't know what else to do. And I went live and I told my team, all right, guys, it is the 25th of the month. I need to write this number down because I keep having to do my calculator, so I'm not good at math. But we needed to pull in 65,300 in volume in 5 days. And so if you divide that by 5, that's 14,000 in volume a day to go ambassador. So when I said that, okay, so I went live and I told them, I was like, okay, we're at 184,000. It's now or never. It's freaking grind time. And I was just so hype, even though inside I was dying, because I was like, I do not know. The most we'd ever pulled in a day was 8,000. And I was like, where is 14,000 in volume going to come from? It was the 25th, so no more auto shipments were running. It was going to have to be 14,000 a day in brand new volume. That is a whole lot of volume. So every day when I went live, it was incredible watching my team evolve from the first live that I did. There wasn't very many people on it. They were like, okay, like, yeah, we're doing it. We're, you know, this is great. Like, you could tell people were like one toe in. And then as the days went on, you could see people commenting and they were like, oh, 14,000, that's nothing. Like, we've got this. Oh, I have 2,000 away. I'm going to get that done. And then we're going to work on the next. Like, this mountain that looked like a mountain to them a week before now looked like a grain of sand to them, because every day I was like, we're not only going to hit the finish line, we're going to soar past it. And I kept saying that. And I was like, Sheyenne, you're an idiot. Like, we're barely even going to hit 250,000 and you're telling them that we're going to soar past this goal. Like, what has gotten into you? And so I just kept going live, and I was on WorkZoom every single day. I was having leaders go live in my page. I was doing like a different contest every 24 hours because I was like, okay, if that one doesn't work, I'll only have 24 hours for it to not work, and then I'll do another contest and hopefully that one will be better. I mean, I was pulling out everything. I was calling people. I was messaging people from high school, like the mean girls from high school. And I'm like, hey, yo, you want to buy my products? Like, I'll pay you. I'll give you my home. I'll sell you a couch. Like, buy something. And literally every day we were starting to pull in more volume than we needed. It was like 14,000 was like bare minimum what we needed. And we were pulling in 15 to 16,000 a day. And I'm just sitting back looking at this. I mean, I was enrolling 12 to 14 customers a day from host to post. And I was upselling every one of them. Like, this person would message me about hair, skin, and nails. I'm like, hey, do you want the Beauty Works line as well? And I mean, just big BB orders everywhere. People I hadn't seen work in forever were mass enrolling customers. My new distributors were coming in, and it was almost like they were getting on our Zooms and getting on these lives and feeling so fired up that they were getting their 6 customers in like the first day. And then I had like 6 or 7 girls that went Ruby that enrolled halfway through the month last month, that just did it all on their own. I had some girl that came in, had no warm market whatsoever, and she was just doing host to post and got 57 customers as a new distributor. Like, things like that don't happen unless it is a God thing and it is meant to happen. I mean, everywhere that I was placing these distributors that I needed, there's a poster board right here that has 57 distributors on it that I enrolled last month. God, y'all, people keep asking me, they're like, how did you go ambassador? How did you do this? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But we just ran, and we ran really, really freaking fast. And I never, ever, ever allowed one bit of doubt to creep into my head. The moment that I started getting anxious or stressed out, I mean, y'all, I like had to go throw all the pillows off my couch and lay flat like 5 times because I thought I was having a heart attack. I literally Googled my symptoms and I'm like, WebMD, am I dying? I think so. Like, it was so freaking stressful, but like the craziest thing I'd ever went through. And so it came down to the last day of the month, and I had 239,000 in volume. So we had pulled in 1,000 or 2,000 extra each day, so that we needed 11,000 left. And so I woke up, I went live with all my leaders, or I did a Zoom with them, and I was like, okay, guys, like, it's now or never. I was so anxious because you have one day. Like, everything that you've done, you better hope it gets done in the next 24 hours or you're going to waste everything you just did. And so I got on this Zoom, and I was freaking balling, and I was like freaking out, and I was so excited. And so we did all these things. We sat on Zoom for like 6 hours messaging credit card declines because we had 17,000 in volume in credit card declines. And I also thought that all orders were going to run again on the last day of the month, and they didn't. So I didn't get any BB from that. So it was literally just, I needed 11,000. So every couple of hours, I was refreshing. Our volume was going up by 5,000 and 6,000. And by 4:44 on the 30th of the month, we promoted to ambassador. And I had a couple of girls on my team. We were still in quarantine, so not everyone could come over. 2 of them drove down to my house, and we all promoted together. And I thought that it was like done, you know, everyone had already promoted. All my doubles had already promoted on the 25th. Like, everyone just kept pushing for our team to promote. And I was worried. I was like, everyone's already promoting and I still need 100,000 in volume. And people rallied. I mean, we had people that were maintaining executive the month before going double diamond. We had people that were not commission qualified the month before promoting to diamond, skipping every rank up to diamond. We had people that were like maintaining emerald going triple diamond the month before. I mean, it was insane. And so it's like when Jade went live at like midnight on like the 24th or something, with my team, and she was like, you know, a lot of you on here are like, okay, yeah, cool, Cheyenne's going ambassador. What does that mean for me? You know, we had a lot of new distributors on our team, and they were coming into this, and I was like, I'm sorry, it's not normally this crazy. Like, I'll text you back in a month. I've got to get this done. And she went live, and she was like, what does it mean for her to go ambassador? And I start ugly crying. Okay, I'm on work Zoom with my team, and the tears just start flowing, because she was like, what it means for Cheyenne to go ambassador is that every single one of you now have permission to promote. Every single one of you now have permission to move mountains you thought you would never be able to climb. And literally our team looked at this mountain and picked up the dang mountain and threw it instead of trying to climb it or anything. I mean, we just picked up the mountain and threw it. And by midnight, we had 3 more double diamonds pop that were not even on my chart. We had 6 more diamonds pop, and we ended up having 107 promotions. And we only were like, when I promoted to ambassador, I think we had 81 or something. So we had 20 more promotions after the end of me promoting to ambassador at 5 p.m. We ended the month with 200 and almost 63,000 in volume. So not only did we hit the finish line, but we soared past it, like I told them that we would do every single day. And I still look back at that. I get chills every time I say it, because I don't know how that volume came in. I don't. But what I do know is that not one time did I think that it wouldn't happen. Not one time did I doubt it. Not one time did I have fear. Like, I literally went live on our Triple Diamond and Above page, and I titled it 132,000 in volume in 30 days with no fear. Because it was like, once I made that decision and I told my team what we were doing, there was no turning back. I wasn't afraid of it. And I want to tell you all this too. So if you didn't know, when you are born with 2 God-given fears. Number 1, the fear of falling. And number 2, the fear of loud noises. Those are the only 2 fears that you are naturally born with. Like, as a baby, if you were being dropped, you would be terrified. And if you heard loud noises, why do you think all babies cry? You have 2 fears. Not the fear of promoting, not the fear of too much volume, not the fear that you're not good enough, not the fear that you're not a good enough leader, not the fear that this promotion is too big for you. Those are all self-made fears that you have allowed the enemy to come into your life and convince you that are true. And so I told myself all month, when I prayed out loud to God, that I had no fear. God made you invincible. He made you, like, literally, like, nothing can break you. Nothing. He made you fearless. He made you powerful. He made you like every single thing that it takes to promote. He already instilled that in you. And so all these fears that you've created for yourself, like, guys, it's month end. It's now or never, sister. And there's not an amount of volume that's too far, I promise you. Because if I did that in 30 days, as just this normal human being that you see here, like, there's no reason why you can't pull in 3,000 for diamond, 2,000 for ruby. Like, heck, if you're a brand new distributor on here, pull out that ruby chart and get it done, because there is nothing that is too far. And then, you know, I promoted to ambassador and felt like I was on top of the world. And sure, I wish I would have been able to, like, go on a tiki vacation and spend 2 weeks on the beach and not touch my phone for the rest of the year. I would love to do that. But then I opened my 2.0 account, got charted for diamond in like 37 hours. I don't even know how long it was. It wasn't even 2 days, got charted diamond. And now I'm trying to promote again. Like, it just, there's never a goal to not be reached. And I think too many times people sit there and say, okay, well, you know what? I'm too far. I'll just try again next month. What are you getting out of that? I mean, I had girls that literally promoted to diamond and did not stop and kept going. Now, did they go double? No, but they did. They're already double this month. Like, so many of them already promoted on the 25th because they didn't slow down last month. They kept pushing through the finish line. So there's so many things that people hold back on. But if right now you feel like you're afraid of your promotion or it's too big, what is that getting you? You're not getting any closer. You're scaring yourself away. And what example are you setting for your team? If I would have said, oh, you know, guys, we didn't hit 200K. We're too far. You know, we only hit 184,000. We're just going to stop. Half of my team would have probably drove to my house and, like, karate kicked me. And the other half of my team probably would have just followed along with what I was doing. Because you have no idea, whether you are a new distributor or a Ruby or someone pushing diamond, how much influence you have over people. I mean, the other day, I do my new distributor trainings every Thursday. And I shared the graphic to our new distributor training in my team chat on Wednesday because I thought it was Thursday. I put my trash out. Like, I thought it was Thursday, and that's trash day. I mean, I was convinced, and I sent this in my chat. I posted it in my team page, and nobody said anything. Nobody corrected me. Everybody just went along with it. And then by the time I realized, I was like, y'all, it's freaking Wednesday. It's not Thursday. It's not our training day. And they were like, oh my God, we didn't even notice. That's how much influence I have over my team. They didn't even notice, and they didn't even try to correct me. They just went with the flow. And so that's what your team does with you. If you slow down, do not question why your team stops working. If you do not enroll, do not question why your team is not enrolling, because you are giving them the permission to sit back. How happy you are reclined in your chair right now. That's what you're doing in your business. Okay? And sometimes you have to take that and you have to accept it, because if you don't, then you're not going to be working and you're going to slow down, and you're in momentum right now. Momentum is not something you slow down, it's something you steer. That's what Cami says every single time we're on Zoom or on a live or something. You're in momentum. We prayed for this last year. If you were here last year, you were praying for this moment right now, and now it's here and you're not taking advantage of it. So stop saying you're too far. Stop saying the promotion's too big, because I already gave you permission to say that you can do it. Because if we pulled in 67,000 in volume in 5 days and 132,000 in new volume in 30 days, you too can do it.
Woo, sister. Okay, so drop a 2 if this girl is literally speaking life into your soul and making a mind and soul shift in you. Because OMG, like, I have constant goosebumps or God bumps. I don't know, but they are like the best ever. We're getting like 4 million 2s dropped right now, which is so awesome. So obviously you said on the 17th, you made the decision that you were having the mind shift and you were going ambassador. So something had to happen to get out of your own head that you could believe that you could do this. Like, what tips do you have to, like, what did you have to do in your mind to get over that fact?
Okay, so if y'all don't have pen and paper, I want you to go get pen and paper. I'm a firm believer in you writing things down. I make before I even start my team Zoom, I'm like, yeah, everybody show me your notepad, because you are 42% more likely to remember something and retain information if you write it down. So I'm going to tell you 5 ways to get out of your own way. Okay, so I did a Zoom the other day about this, and Rachel actually reminded me that I did talk about these things. I talk about a lot of things and I forget what I say, because sometimes I just pull things out of my rear. But these 5 things are things that are going to help you get out of your own way. And right now, some of you are in your own way and you're missing your promotions. You're holding your team back, because I want you to think about this too. This was said last night on one of our Zooms, and it was like so eye-opening to me. So I want to know what rank in the comments you're pushing for this month. What is like your dream goal right now that you want to accomplish? Emerald, triple, diamond, ruby, presidential, triple, double diamond, triple. Okay, so a lot of those guys are 4-figure paychecks. Okay, you want to make 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 20,000. Okay, some of your team is just trying to make gas money. Some of your team is just trying to make $100 or $200. And when you don't go after your goal, they do not go after theirs. And so you may be a diamond on here. You may be a double. Heck, I didn't need to go ambassador for the paycheck. I was a presidential. I was making more money than I even know what to do with. You know, if you're in this business and you're even a double and above, you're making more than you ever made in your life. And so some people that are at those positions, they're like, oh, well, I don't need this next rank, or I'll just try it again next month. You are literally putting a cap on your team. And so you have people on your team that are just trying to get to Ruby. There are so many people on my team that would not have promoted if I wouldn't have gone ambassador, because somebody needed to give them permission. Somebody needed to pave the way. I went ambassador and I had an extra triple diamond pop that I didn't need to promote. I didn't. I had another one that was already in the spot that I needed it to be, and she went triple and she wasn't even like shooting for it. But because I was like, hey, I'm going to go ambassador, she was like, heck, I'll go triple too. So it really made me look at the fact that there's so many people that just give up on their own dreams because they're too far, but you're not just affecting you. And so you have to get out of your own way so that other people can get out of theirs. You have to lead the way so that people can see the road they're supposed to go on. You have to pave the way so that people can follow that road every single time, because you paved it once and now all these people are following the way for you. So number 1, write this down. Remember why you are doing this. Remember why you are doing this. I think this is the number 1 reason that people slow down, is because they've either accomplished what they wanted to accomplish in this business, or they got complacent because they stopped dreaming. Hence, okay, when I bought this house was the biggest thing on my dream board. I wanted to buy a house, and literally it all fell into my lap at one time. I did not plan on buying a house for like 3 or 4 more years. And I just felt like I needed to buy, I don't know, it was like a very perfect situation. I looked at the link, I messaged my best friend who is a realtor. I looked at the link, the very first house was this house. I came and looked at it, fell in love with it, submitted, everything was like butter, the whole process. And it was like, I hit this point and I was like, okay, well, what do I do now? What more do I need? I don't need anything else. What do I want? Like, and we hit these promotions and we're like, okay, I just wanted $500 a month. And then you get complacent. And so you've got to remember why you are fighting for this. And it is not supposed to be a surface level thing. It is something that should shake you to your core. Okay, maybe you have children. I don't have kids, but there's a lot of moms on my team that like get very lazy and stop working. And they're like, okay, well, I have to put my kid in daycare now and I have to go back to work. Absolutely not. No, you deserve to raise them. And I could not ever imagine going back to work because I'm being lazy and not working my business, right? And so remember why you are doing this. I see so many moms join my team and use their kids as an excuse. I see so many people that work full-time jobs that want to quit their job that use their job as an excuse. Like, stop using why you're doing this as a crutch as to why you're not promoting, and use it as fuel to get you to that next promotion. Number 2, think about the outcome. Think about the outcome. So I want you to close your eyes. And I can see all of you, so close your eyes. Because I know who's not closing their eyes. I want you to imagine it being the very last day of this month, which is the 31st. And I want you to imagine logging into your eSuite. Your whole team is on Zoom with you. They're waiting to watch you promote, for you to log into your eSuite, for you to refresh what that looks like. And I want you to envision what it is that you're fighting for right now. If you're going diamond, you're imagining opening that eSuite. And I'm loving this girl right now that is walking and pushing her stroller, I think, and her eyes are closed. I'm like, girl, watch for cars. Anyways, okay, refocus, close your eyes. You can open your eyes, sister. You are a game player, okay. So you're opening your eSuite, okay? You're logging in, you're clicking continue, you're clicking reports, and you're about to go to volume total by distributor and refresh and see this rank that you fought all month long for. You cried, you stress eat, you ate Taco Bell every night, you were frantic, you pushed so hard, you put so much blood, sweat, and tears into this, and you just refreshed your eSuite. And this promotion that you just literally put your blood, sweat, and tears into has just happened. How do you feel? What do you think of right now? Are you happy? Are you bawling your eyes out? Are you so excited? Is your team screaming for you on Zoom because you just accomplished something they fought with you every single day of the month for? That is the outcome. That feeling, that thing that you see, that thing that you want is the outcome that you are fighting for. So when you want to slow down, and when you get tired, and when you feel bad, and when you get sick, and when your life happens, or you have relationship problems, or your kids are driving you nuts, that is the feeling that you are fighting for. So you can open your eyes, and when I tell you to think about the outcome, that's what I mean. I mean to think about what it is that you have been pushing for every single day. And maybe this isn't the first month you've been pushing for this promotion. Maybe you're like me, who tried to push to go double diamond for 11 months and tried to push to go ambassador for 1.5 years. Okay, we've all done it, but you got to get right back up every single time because you know what the outcome is. Number 3, stop comparing yourself. Write that in all caps and underline it, and then highlight it, and then put glitter on it. And then write it again if you need to. Stop comparing yourself. All of the people that I compared myself to when I first got started in this business, I am far beyond them now. All of the people that I thought were just the coolest people in the world, they just had everything that I could never have, I am far beyond them now. I remember when I first got added to Jade Hooper's Diamond and Above page, and I felt like P. Diddy. I was like, oh man, I am cool. This is freaking legit. I'm a diamond. I felt so cool. And then I got in this page and there were all these people. There were presidentials, there were ambassadors, there were triples, there were people that were enrolling and getting diamonds done in 30 days. And I instantly was like, what do they have that I don't have? Why are they promoting faster than me? Why do they make more money than me? Why are they prettier than me? Why do they have better Instagrams? Why are they more talented? Why does their team love them so much? And I started getting in my own head as to why these people were better than me. And now, once I realized that I have these things called blinders, and I have this God that like has a plan for me, and that I know exactly what I came here for, and that my life looks nothing like theirs, and that they may have kids and I don't, and they may have a spouse and I don't, and they may have all these other things that I don't. My journey is my journey. And now I'm ambassador. And some of those people that I used to make myself feel so bad about are still diamond. And yes, that's their journey. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying, what if I would have compared myself to those people and crippled myself by it, thinking they were so much better than me, and never put my blinders on and stayed in my own lane? Stay in your own lane. Because I promise you, okay, I'm going to tell you another story. My upline, Courtney Board, okay, she's now the newest double ambassador, okay, so I took her spot as the youngest ambassador, and now I'm going to take her spot as the youngest double ambassador soon. But, you know, she's told me from the beginning, like, take my spot, and I'm like, I'm coming, I'm doing it. Well, when I first joined her, I want to say she was like number 70 or something. I mean, it was still amazing, but she was, you know, at the lower end of top 150. And I joined, and I was one of like the second distributors on her 2.0 account. And I promoted to diamond in 5 months. Well, then for 11 months, I maintained executive. So I promoted, I had this super high, you know, I told y'all I felt like P. Diddy. I was feeling so good about myself, and I lost rank. And you know what she kept doing? She kept promoting people, and she kept popping diamonds, and she kept enrolling new people and growing her network and doing all the things and getting all these new people. And I got left behind. But everybody else on the outside thought that my business was just soaring because I was like, I'm a diamond and I earned this bonus and I did this, and nobody knew what was on my e-suite. Nobody knew what I was maintaining because I could put on a really good front that my business was doing so amazing, and it wasn't. And then all these people that I was like, oh my gosh, she's popping all these diamonds. She forgot about me. She forgot about me. I needed that. I needed her to forget about me. She still texted me and she still encouraged me and she still led me, but she kept going. And so then all these people that I just sat there and thought were so much better, I put my blinders on. And she did too, because that year she went from that number to being number 3. And then she was number 6. And now she just went double ambassador. And that is because in those moments that people were leaving, I think this was like 2015, I don't know, I wasn't here yet. But there were a lot of people leaving the company and there was a lot of things going on, and she put her blinders on. And she stopped comparing herself to other people and other businesses. And that is like one of the most inspirational things I ever watched happen, was seeing her being announced as number 3 at my second conference. Because that is proof that if you focus on your business and your business only, unfollow people that don't make you feel good. Don't look at other things that don't bring value to your life. And that's okay. It's not a personal thing, it's a business thing. So stop comparing your business to other people, because your journey is your journey. If it took you 10 years to go ambassador to make $30,000 a month, would you do it? I think so. There are people that went ambassador in 3 months. There are people that went ambassador in 1.5 years. There are people that went ambassador in 12 months. I think Brianne on here went ambassador in like 2.2 seconds. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was kind of crazy. But she had a really fast journey. Like, I could compare myself to anybody. But I don't, because my journey is mine and nobody else. And that's what you need to remember. Number 4, give up the idea of control. This is a huge one, especially if you're red. Okay, I'm going to tell you all the things I learned the wrong way. So the story on why I lost rank as a diamond is because I was a toxic red leader. And if you didn't work the business like I did, you were off my chart. If you didn't work, you were off my chart. If you didn't mass enroll customers like me, you were off my chart. You were dead to me. I was canceling your e-suite and I didn't want you on my team. Like, I was horrible. And it was just because I was so money driven that I would do whatever it took to make money. And I didn't realize the value of people, I looked at them as 400 boxes, which I think all of us do. So it's okay if you're feeling that way, because we all go through it. We all go through these moments where like, I just want money. And when people don't work, it's like, oh, screw you, you're off. Bye. I'm gonna go find another distributor. So, I lost that promotion because I tried to control every single person on my team. I tried to control the way they worked. I tried to control the way they posted. I would literally screenshot their posts and say, don't post this, post this. Like, no, it's not how that works. But that's what I would did. So then as I continued promoting through the ranks, it was like I tried to control the way that my leaders did. I didn't want them to do their own Zooms. I wanted to do my own. Like, I wanted them to be in my team page, not create their own. Like, I had all this control because, especially if you're good at the business, obviously if you're on this Zoom, you care about your business and you work really hard. We want to control the way that everything works. We want to control being a good mom, control being a good wife, control having your life together, control making your Instagram look really, really good. And you try to control every single aspect of it. You want to know what? You're not made to control everything. That's why you have a God that you depend on, that you pray to, that you ask for things, that you ask for help, because you cannot physically control every single aspect of your life or you will crumble. You cannot control every part of this business. That is why we have layered leadership. I cannot control every single Zoom that we do, I could not bring in 130,000 in volume on my own. I had to relinquish control, and I had to trust my team, and I had to trust my leaders and say, I cannot do this without you. And so I'm trusting that you rally with me, and I am letting go because I can't look at your triple chart. I can't look at these rubies. I don't even know who's promoting right now. I have to focus on these parts of my chart that are not coming together, and I am letting go of the control that I know I can't have. And so stop trying to control every aspect of your life. That's why you feel like you're spiraling. That's why you feel like you're losing your mind. It's because you're trying to be perfect in every way, and nobody asked you to be. Nobody asked you to be this perfect Instagram mom that has their life together, who doesn't feed their kids Cheetos for dinner. And I act like I'm a mom over here, but I just see a lot of things on Instagram, and I've been on a lot of Zooms, okay? And you try to do all these things and you can't. And it's because you're not made to do that. You're not made to be Superwoman. And so every time my team comes to me with a novel text message of what's going on in their business, I literally respond with, what can you control? If you have some negative customer that comes to you and loses their ever-loving mind because their auto shipment ran and they didn't know about it and blah, 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 we all have it. When my girls send me those screenshots, I say, what can I control? I can't control how people treat me. I can't control that they didn't read my text messages. I can't control that they didn't read when they signed up. I can't control that. But what I can control is how I handle the situation, how I let it affect my mind. So I challenge you that at any moment that happens in your business, between people on your team, between people that quit, if you have a new distributor text you and says that I'm quitting, I don't want to do this, you can't control if they leave or not. They're going to leave if they want to. But you can control how you handle it, how you let it affect you, what you say, right? So I want you to think about any trying things that you have in your business right now and say, what can I control? Maybe you can't control that that diamond doesn't work, but they didn't ask to be that diamond on your double chart. Maybe that ruby on your emerald chart doesn't work, but they didn't ask to be that ruby. You expected them to. I read an article one time and it was like, why do relationships fail? Or like, what is the reason that, 50% of the people that end in divorce, why do they end up divorced? It's because of expectations. We set expectations of people on our team and in our relationships, and then they don't level up to those expectations. We're unhappy, right? You expect your boyfriend to do the dishes every single time, he doesn't do them, and you're pissed off every day because he doesn't do the dishes, and then everything else he does is 10 times worse because he didn't do the dishes. So then look at it in your business. This girl that you enrolled randomly that just so happened to be that ruby because that was the next distributor you enrolled, and now you're like, she's not working. She's not even, like, she is my ruby and she's not even doing anything. Well, when you enrolled her, did you say, hey, I need you to work like a ruby. I need you to get 3 distributors on your own. I need you to fill that 2,000 GB. You got it? No, you didn't. You just filled the box. So let go. You have to relinquish control of everything that's happening on your team and just do the things that you can do. People will rise up, but you cannot expect every single thing to work out how you want it to, because it won't. Number 5, negativity is out the window. Negativity is out the window. So another thing that when my team comes to me, okay, and they're like, this is happening and this is happening in my life and I'm just so discouraged. Also, if my team texts me the word discouraged, they know I won't respond. I hate that word. That word should be canceled from all human vocabulary. It is dead to me. I hate that word. You're not discouraged. You're a human freaking being and you don't feel good today, okay? It's fine. You're not discouraged. You're just having an off day. We all do. So when they text me these things, I literally always say, what's your question? So if I have somebody that texts me this novel and treats me like a dumpster fire and they're like, oh, hey, trash can, here's all this crap, I say, what's your question? I can't help how you feel and I can't help how negative you're being, but I can sure help you overcome this if you ask me a question. How can I help you? By answering your question. Negativity, guys, is the number one reason that you will slow down. I think sometimes when we're having a bad day, even when it comes to promotions, I mean, the devil comes at you when you're trying to promote. Can I get an amen? It's like, I remember one of my triples was going triple last year, and she lost 6 family members in 1 month. One of my doubles last month lost 3 family members in 6 days. Still went double. Like, it always happens where it's just all this stuff that happens to you. And it's to try to defeat you and try to slow you down. Guys, if you know that speed bumps are going to happen, what do you do when you're at the grocery store and you're going along the front and there's a speed bump and you see it? You slow down, you go over it gracefully, and you keep going. But if you act as if speed bumps aren't going to happen to you, you're going to slam into them. They're going to knock your tires off and they're going to knock the wind out of you. And you're going to sit back and try to reprocess from everything that just happened because you just got blindsided by a freaking speed bump. Okay. Life will happen to you. Now, it is how you control it and not letting it get into your mind. Okay. Stuff's going to happen. You're going to have negative Nancy customers. You're going to have distributors that cuss you out. You're going to have people that quit. It's going to happen. But being negative about it doesn't fix the situation. So in those cases, do some personal development. You feel yourself starting to feel discouraged. I wish there was another word for that. I don't even know what word to fill in that. But you start feeling yourself feel that way, and you start feeling yourself like lose energy and lose motivation. Also motivation, word that should not be in your vocabulary either. Discouraged, motivation, write it down. X'd out, never use it again. It's gone. It's not that you don't have motivation. It's not that you don't feel discouraged. It's that you're just not feeling good and you're not having a good day and you need to go do personal development and say a prayer, sister. It's not because you're discouraged. So you can't be negative about the situation, because what happens when all that stuff is happening and you're negative back to your team, or you're not filling them with positivity, negativity breeds negativity. And in any situation, the negative will always stick out farther, right? So negativity is out the window. So when you go to text your upline about something that's happening, ask them a question. Say, hey, this is happening. This distributor just came to me with this issue. How would you handle it? Instead of saying, oh my God, this person's quitting my team. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. And you just like treat your upline as if they're a trash can, instead of saying, how can I fix this? Or what can I do? Or how can I do this better next time? That is how you turn negativity into positivity, is because you're growing from it. You're being solution minded. So don't allow things to get you down, because there's so much more happening for you, and you have to focus on the positives even when the negatives sound louder. So that's the 5 ways to get out of your own way.
OMG. Thank you so much. I think everybody that hopped on here tonight definitely has already taken a hold of a couple things that you have said. Like staying close to the fire and staying plugged in is huge. I loved your hot coals analogy, because when that one hot coal rolls away out of the grill or the fire or whatever, it's going to diminish. It's not going to have that fire in your belly anymore. So, going to events or being on team Zooms or, pop-up power hours or whatever, just staying plugged in and also to self-development is going to get you so much farther, so much quicker. Speed of the leader is the speed of the team. I know we have said that 400,000 times, but it is 100% accurate. So if you feel like your team is slowing down and pulling back, if you really check yourself, you're probably doing the exact same thing. So if you're not enrolling, your team's probably not enrolling, because they're going to be watching you. No matter how big of a team or small of a team you have, they are literally watching your every single move. So just do it. Do the dang thing. Make a decision and run with it, and believe in yourself that you are capable, because God is a big God, and he is not going to put you in any situation that you're not going to come out of it, and probably twice as strong. So make the decision and absolutely run for it. And then the 5 things to get out of your own way. Hello. Gonna write them on a big giant sheet of paper and set them next to my office, and probably write them on my bathroom mirror with an expo marker when I walk in the house. So thank you so much, Ambassador Diamond, Shay. I greatly appreciate it. You don't know how much it means. So thank you very, very much.
Guys.
All right, guys.